Okay.
You guys want to learn more about dentistry?
No.
Yeah, because that from the water, because it's only showing that cover. Because if you look at this. Ah, there you go. Yep. Right. I can drive it right if you want. I can clip it on. You want me to do that? So that way when I get there.
It's not a problem.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Pretty good.
You're a pace special.
So today I'm going to be talking about patient-doctor communication. So, what do you do after you get your dental degree?
I'm a dentist.
No.
No.
You get a practice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, getting a practice, however, is not everything. You need to be able to communicate with your patients. You can't just have the nurses do all the job and you not doing anything. A doctor does not only diagnose their patients. A doctor goes on and walks their patient through every step of the way. You know why that is?
Just to make you feel comfortable.
Not only that, but because the nurses don't know as much as the doctors. So the thesis that I'm going to be talking about today is communication is a major component in dealing with anyone, not only your patients, but with anyone. Different styles of communication needs to be used with every different patient because everyone in the world communicates differently. I cannot talk to her the same way I talk to you, correct? Because you're two different people. So, my justification is why you need to listen to this. I kind of went over it, but the main reason for that is because the doctors cannot only diagnose, they have to walk their patient through every step. Hello. Okay, I'm an authority on this topic because I am working to be a dentist. That's the first thing. The second thing is because I have done already 70 hours of shadowing, and I know how it goes, how the patient deals with the doctor, or sometimes you might get a patient that is really not cooperating. So how can you deal with that? You've had a couple of these patients, haven't you? Yes. She says her life's so tired. Another thing is I'm a communication.
Stop talking, perk up, no laughing, off your phones now. I'm not that teacher, don't make me be that teacher. Please, please.
Thank you so much. I'm also the vice president of the Free Dental Club over at this university. I also have doctors that are relatives, relatives as doctors. Three major points I'm going to cover today are the problems, that doctors face and the causes of these problems and the solutions. So the first problem is fear of clinics. It is also called nosocomophobia. And this happens, according to the fearof.net, because the doctors, some patients have really bad experiences with their doctors, and after that, thereafter, they're gonna have that fear continuously, and they don't take their kids to the doctors. They sometimes don't have their kids get vaccinated because they're afraid of the hospitals. I was gonna show a video for it.
Oh, whoops. Well, it's not really
Second problem is doctors unintentionally discriminating against their patients. This happens unintentionally. According to Issues in Health for Middle Eastern patients, some minorities feel disrespected when they go to clinics or hospitals just because the doctors don't walk them through every step of the way. They feel disrespected in that regard. Thank you so much. The causes, now we're going to dive into the causes. Doctors may not have been taught to communicate. Most of the doctors take on science courses all their lives. And the communication is extremely minimal. Their communication is extremely limited, and that is because of the way they were raised. Usually caused by a mixture of arrogance and ignorance, unfortunately. Just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you know everything. It is also caused because of the lack of communication skills, and that is according to the Foundation for Medical Communications. I'm going to go on talking about Miss Brennan's story.
I am Irish, not German. A.N.
Oh, I'm so
That's
sorry.
okay.
Oh, she's okay.
But Ireland is mad at you right now.
So Miss Brennan was an audiology student, and she wanted to shadow a medical procedure. Just like I have to do shadowing, they have to do shadowing as well. So what happened was, what's more arrogant than the doctors themselves? The medical students. They're even more arrogant than the doctors themselves. So she was gonna shadow, right? And she had returned. She spoke to the doctor beforehand, and then when she came to shadow, a medical student came in. And what did they do? She kicked Miss Brennan out.
Kick me out of my chair.
Oh.
Really, really bizarre, honestly. If we have these kind of communication skills and just experiences in the medical field, of course we're gonna have issues going to the doctor. Second cause is lack of diversity in these fields. Majority of the doctors are upper class, middle class white men. They were rarely exposed to any kind of culture. They grew up all their lives with their white parents, white friends, white school, everything is just, and that is according to the book of Effective Management Through Cultural Communication. You get better management through a better team of people who communicate with different cultures. Okay, if the doctor does not know how to communicate with the patient, at least they gotta do something about it. The next thing is my mother's story. So my mom went to the U of M hospital, and what happened was she had an extreme pain in her jaw. She couldn't open her jaw. So when we went into the doctor, where the doctor comes in and diagnoses the issue, the doctor was like, "Where are you from?" And my mom was like, she's like, no, seriously, where are you from? And my mom was like, "I'm an Arab American." And then the lady was like, "This is hurting you? Maybe because you're stressed because Donald Trump became president 2 days ago."
Oh my
And
gosh.
my mom was like, "Excuse me, I'm a professor at a university. I already have so much to deal with. It's not just that I have to worry about politics and what's going on. I have 3 kids. And so after that, I was like, "Mom, that was racist. Apparently that was racist.
It's a microaggression.
Yeah.
It's a microaggression, exactly. And so she went back again, like she couldn't open her mouth. Like what kind of stress causes that? Like what kind of doctor is that? Blaming the ignorance of herself on my mom's stress. Like what is that? You can just make up a story and say it's because of stress. So then my mom came back to the hospital, and when she came back, they told her that she was diagnosed with like a cramp on her face. There was like a cramp over here, and she had to get treatment. It wasn't stress. It was not funny. It wasn't like Donald Trump. So the solutions. The solutions to this issue is to implement a communication class before graduation. You cannot just have the students graduate and creating practices if they don't know how to deal with if they don't know how to communicate. Like you have patients. This is a job that includes people. It is not exclusive. You're not sitting in a lab and just doing those tubes and chemical tests. Also implement and administer diversity training courses for all individuals to feel welcome in your clinic, in your hospital, or wherever it is. And according to trainingindustry.com, individuals tend to work better when aware of what to do and what not to do. It's also helpful to create workshops and educational seminars to higher the awareness of the patients, not only the doctors. So a review, I have went over the problems, the causes for these problems, and the solutions. So the conclusion is that now you know what a doctor should do. So when you go, don't feel bad about the entire hospital just because one doctor treated you not the way you should have been treated. All right?